Hello, and welcome to the Scholarly Communications video series from the Himmelfarb Health Sciences Library. My name is Tom Harrod, and I'm the Associate Director for Reference, Instruction, and Access at the Himmelfarb Library. Today, we will briefly be talking about Creative Commons licensing. Let's get started. Here's an outline of what I'll be covering. First, I'll be talking about copyright, specifically in the context of online environment. Then I want to talk about Creative Commons licensing, so what it is, the features and options, and also how to generate and use Creative Commons licenses. Copyright protects the rights of owners of original works. Copyright prevents others from copying or distributing covered works for a period of time. Copyright exists as soon as a work takes on a fixed form. That can be on paper, so for instance with a book or a photograph, or something online. And copyright exists as soon as the work is created. It's not something that has to be applied for or requested. Creative Commons is a type of license that a copyright holder can choose to apply to their works, granting other people the ability to make use of their works in ways that would otherwise be prohibited by copyright. There are a range of Creative Commons licenses, each one referring to specific rights that a copyright holder is granting to other users. And so let's take a look at those on the next page. And there are two-letter abbreviations for each of these, and we'll see when we look at the Creative Commons icons later on where these two-letter abbreviations come in. But the first one is BY, which refers to attribution is required. So it means that someone else can make use of the copyrighted work, but they must give attribution to the original copyright holder. ND indicates that modifications are not allowed. The work must be used in its original form. NC means commercial use is prohibited. And SA means adaptations must be shared on the same terms, meaning that if you make an adaptation of the original work, you must add a Creative Commons license to it that is identical to the Creative Commons license that was applied to the original work. So we see that there are 7 different Creative Commons license options. The least restrictive is the CC0, or no rights reserved. And then you can see these different combinations that are available. So CC BY-NC means attribution is required and it cannot be used for commercial purposes. CC BY-SA means attribution is required, but it must be distributed with the same Creative Commons terms. So you can see there are 7 options here, and as the copyright holder, you would select the one that seemed most appropriate to you. And here we see the icons that are created that you'll often see on the bottom of a web page, for instance, that's using Creative Commons to indicate the level of the license. So we see the least open is all rights reserved at the bottom. And then the most open being the no rights reserve, the CC0 indicated at the top. And then you can see all of the possible combinations in between. And here is a tool that allows you to create these Creative Commons licenses. So this is from the URL that's shown on this page, or you can just search on the web for Creative Commons license chooser and you'll come to this page. But basically it's a series of questions that guides you through the process of determining which is the right Creative Commons license for you for your particular usage. This page will then generate a rich text, HTML, and XMP version of the license that you can then copy and paste and add it to your own online content so that those who come across your content are aware of how the material is being licensed. So here's an example from a research guide from the Himmelfarb library. This is our APA research guide, and this is a screen capture of the bottom of that guide, and you can see that we have applied a Creative Commons license, BYNC, so attribution is required, and the work cannot be used for commercial purposes, but otherwise people can use the work that we're presenting in this research guide. So thank you for taking the time to listen to Creative Commons licensing. If you have any questions about the material covered in this session, or you have questions specific to your own research, please don't hesitate to contact me. My email address is here, tph@gwu.edu. On behalf of the Himmelfarb Library Scholarly Communications team, thank you for listening.